Okay, this will be recorded. So welcome. And then I think some of you may know about Haddee, some of you may not know. And we're an educational company. And now you can Google it, over 250, pretty much all 5.0 reviews. Every single one is authentic. And we have a teacher database over 100,000 teachers. A lot of teachers, US, Canadians, Australian, and Brits, okay? And we have started, the company officially registered about 4 years ago. And our main work is to supporting teachers, helping teachers who help students through the services we'll go through. Some of you already seen it. It's college counseling and many others, okay? So let me see. And this is my own background. You can go look at it in the LinkedIn. But in a nutshell is, I don't have a STEM background. I'm a foreign language major for undergraduate, trained, and then got a poli-science, econ, and I worked in high tech for 20 years. So I always tell students, inspire you guys, you don't have to be engineer to work in high tech. You can be any major. You can still have a good leadership position in high tech company. That's the story, okay? And then after Qualcomm, I have many years of, about 10 years, decades of, exactly 10 years of education company. A few of them, machine learning, Haddee, Apply 7, co-founder with my brother, and also I was a chief, kind of chief growth officer, global recruiter for teachers, okay? For my brother's startup, who has a PhD from MIT. So I myself has a master's degree from Cornell. Okay, so this, and I'm not going to go through much of this, but later on we can talk a little bit about it. Our approach of supporting students through college counseling, mainly going to colleges or private high school or going to graduate school, it's very personalized. It's one-on-one. We have summer program, help you program application, essay editing. We guide you through extracurricular ideas, but we can't do the things for you. So if I tell your kid, go have a cooking club and give you some idea to lead a culinary club in your high school, we can't be there to tell you to do this. You have to do it, okay? So the guidance is a little bit misleading. Some parents want us to do exactly. It's very hard. It's not possible. You got to do the work, but we give you ideas. We brainstorm with you, okay? And we have great internship opportunities. And also through the counseling, our teachers, experienced teachers, really have experience working with teenagers, okay? I'm not the teacher, okay? I have a lot of teachers working with teenagers, which is not easy. Here's a teenager sitting right next to me. Okay, everybody see?
Hi, I'm a teenager.
Teenager. So, and then emotional support, we support with the applications. Right now, the seniors, you have a lot of questions, activities, which one's number 1, which one's number 10, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's kind of nutshell for college counseling. However, next one, it's gonna be all the other holistic, whole kind of the service, whole program service, supporting our students. Doesn't have to be counseling students. The SAT prep, and we have kids gone to really good schools, the Harvard, the Yale of the world, their sports recruiting. SAT is very, very important in the Ivy League sports recruiting, okay? The higher, the better your athletic capability is, the probably may be a little bit lower requirements. But if you're on the borderline, they will say your SAT must be 1470, okay? And if you're number 1, maybe your SAT is 1380 is enough, okay? So you gotta pass some SAT. And we help kids going to Harvard, Yale, Northwestern. For sports recruiting, we help them with SAT and ACT. We have programs with research professors, a lot of them, the MIT, the Stanford, the world. We do support AI summer camp, okay? And in conjunction with UC Berkeley, one-on-one tutoring. And we also have small group classes, which my son is a 5th year student here at UC Berkeley. We'll launch an elementary discrete math for students between ages 7th grade to the 12th grade. Discrete math, really, because it's nothing to do with the Common Core. It's completely different Common Core. So the 8th grade can join, 12th can join. It's all new. Community college students, lower level college students who can join as well. It's a very important course, okay? And then internship too. We're going to talk about a little bit of internship later. Today's key topic is community service for the first 30 minutes. And 30 to 45 minutes, I will introduce one of our board member. I saw Dr. Du sign in, and then our high school students will talk about this project. The second half, per the flyer, I will talk about AI, how AI impacts the students' major choice in college, also career choice, because AI is changing very rapidly. I think a lot of parents join in. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon in Northern California. Really appreciate your time. And a lot of you want to come to listen to the AI talk as well. I usually only give in person because a lot of interactions. But today, because the facility is very small and, you know, how games going on, there's no parking in the entire town. So we'll broadcast it, okay? So before we go hand everything to Madura, we'll talk about our newly launched nonprofit organization. And what's the mission? Before we introduce our board members, our mission is 3 areas. Number 1, we want to strengthen the parents and the students, especially for immigrants' families. So I'm an immigrant myself. Medora is a student or child of immigrant parents, okay? You can be some students just coming in, you know, attending high school from overseas, and it's the first generation like me, but they came in here into the country early, also immigrants. So and Maduro will talk about the reason really behind it, why we are launching this nonprofit community service leadership project, okay? The second one is the AI era youth empowerment. Because you guys, I will present a lot of data, you understand the whole world is changing right in front of eyes. And computer science was a very hot major up to probably last year or 2 years ago. Now a lot of CS major can't find a job. Not even some students from UC Berkeley, not yet. Some students from Stanford, not yet. Okay, so how we can empower our youth, next generation, during the AI era. Okay, that's also our mission. Third mission is reduce parents' anxiety. Parents are the best teachers of our students, are the earliest teachers of our students. So if parents are chill and cool, encouraging, in growth mindset, your students will be in growth mindset. If the parents are worried all the time, it's very hard for your students, okay? So that's why we have that initiative. So now I'm gonna go.
Again, I think it's not being projected.
Oh, really? Okay, that's very interesting. Give me 1 second. I have a little bit of issue with the cast. 1 second, okay? I don't understand why it's not being projected. Mistake. Okay, I'm gonna project it now. Why? Hold on. Yeah, I will project it. Okay, give me a second. A screen. Okay. Okay, yep. Now, okay, because we're in the room, it's all technology. And Medora and I came in the morning. We all tested out, so it's working. Very good. It's called a hybrid mode, okay? So this is the website. Right now it's in testing mode. We already have the Haddee.org domain registered many years ago. So we're gonna move to Haddee.org and we're gonna use Google Cloud Service. So now it's perfect time to introduce our board member. And Dr. Mba is not joining us today. He will be in San Diego. In a week, I will be there in person. He's in San Diego, facing the students in our Haddee Center and will be broadcasted. I really hope if you guys care about the mental health, doesn't mean the kids are sick. everybody is not perfect. Everybody has a little bit of challenge, okay? So Dr. Mba will show parents how to communicate with their teenager students. He has a book of, he has 2 books, Harvard trained, Chicago MD, local doctor in San Diego, but he treats all students in California and New York. His MD license has insurance, okay? So we'll let Dr. Mba introduce himself much more next week, and we'll have our board member, Dr. Angie Du. Hello, Dr. Du.
Hello, Denten. Hello, everyone. Nice to see everyone here.
Yes, thank you. I call you Angie or Yanqing. Yeah, thank you for supporting our students and families. And do you want to have a quick introduction of yourself?
Sure. Well, it's an honor to be here. Thanks, Denton, and the Haddee.org giving me the opportunity to share. As the bio briefly show, myself is an immigrant like Denton. I came here to pursue my PhD degree at MIT, and it was tremendously hard. Many times I would call my parents and tell them I really just feel so much challenge and pressure coming to this country that I've never used the internet before I came. And so it was a huge adjustment. My dad just keep on encouraging me, give it one more try. If you can't do it, then it's okay to say quit. But thankfully, I with the family and friends support, I sustained. And then now I'm a parent of 3, 1 teenager and 2 college students. Both of them made to Stanford, so I'm very lucky. But like Dente mentioned, the journey is not easy, and even when you make to the top schools, right, there's challenge there. So when Denten reached out to me for this opportunity to serve the community, I feel the theme very much relates to my own experience as well as my children. Now as a parent, they don't go through the same challenge as first generation immigrants do, right? But they have a different pressure, the social media, etc. So I think it is for a great cause, and if there's anything I can be of help, I'm very happy to. And I thanks again for Denten for having the platform for serving the community. So that's and then currently I lead a hardware technology engineering team at Google for our Pixel devices, Nest, Fitbit, etc. As Denta mentioned, AI is certainly at the center of our devices. So happy to combine technology, parenting, and the immigrant experience with this to help with this community. So thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Angie. I'm so grateful you accept our invitation. And you bring such a pivotal, just like the website said, from the technology side, also from the parent side, and, from your MIT experience, because everybody want to go to MIT or everybody want to go to Stanford. Okay, not everybody, but yeah. So what we all said, we will brainstorm, and when you have time, I know you're really busy, maybe some weekend I come over to you or you can come here. And we can probably, and also work with Dr. Mba on Zoom to figure out a plan and what kind of initiatives we can launch to support our students and families. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Angie. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very good. Okay, I will have, so this is really good delve into our high school students. And Medora,
I can turn my camera.
you can turn our camera on. Okay, and
Yeah.
I will turn off now. So, and she will take over. So I will stop cast and you will cast. Okay.
Okay.
So
So
give
give
me 1 second. Yeah, go. Okay.
Okay. Let's try.
Okay.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, we're trying to sort out all this.
Let me cast my screen.
I don't know what live become the whiteboard.
Damian, how do I go to the cast?
Okay, here. So go on and then cast. uncast.
Perfect.
I will need uncast right now. I will stop, okay? Cast. Yeah. And I'll stop. Okay, so it's all yours. Mhm. Good.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Can everyone on Zoom still hear me? Yeah.
Good.
Okay, great. Hi, everyone. My name is Medea. Thank you all so much for coming. I'm currently a senior at Albany High School.
Louder,
and-
they can hear you.
Alright. I'm a Girl Scout working on my Gold Award. Now, I knew that for my Gold Award, I wanted to do something helping immigrant families because having my parents as immigrants myself, I could see some of the challenges that were like very specific to immigrant families. So I brought this idea to Dan and she so very kindly decided to help me and even create a nonprofit for this initiative. So the first program that we have for this nonprofit is called Bridging Letters, and I'm gonna get into what that is. Okay, so I've noticed in my life and also like with my friends that immigrant parents and children often face a lot of communication barriers. I've always felt a little bit like distanced from my parents just because of like certain language barriers, differences in culture. I've often felt like I couldn't connect with them as much as I would like. Like when I would go over to my friend's house, I'd be like, oh, they're so close with their parents. And I just didn't feel the same way. Or my parents are great, but it was mostly like language barriers, some cultural differences that was in the way. Yeah. And another thing is that I've noticed that especially in Asian communities, mental health struggles are often not talked about as much. I know that here in America, going to school in America, it's just constantly talked about. Teachers are talking about it. Yeah, we have presentations about it. We have assemblies about it. A lot of immigrant parents just don't have that same understanding, and that also creates a bit of a difference. Here's some stats. There's a 55% increased depression risk for immigrants with generational trauma, 2.5 times more anxiety, and that's a bit unclear, but the depression and anxiety risk is 40% higher for Asian Americans because of often unspoken family trauma that is unaddressed. Something I found really interesting was the second-gen paradox, where US-born children of immigrants often face higher mental health issues due to cultural tension. All right, okay. So our letter writing initiative is basically encouraging immigrant parents and students to connect. I'm gonna wait for this helicopter to pass. But to connect via letter writing, we chose the, I guess, medium of letter writing because in a lot of immigrant families, there is a certain cultural expectation that makes talking about things face to face a little bit uncomfortable. This is just what I've experienced personally with my own family and also what I've noticed. So we obviously wanted to respect that. I feel like letter writing is a very low pressure way to communicate. Because when you're writing a letter, you're kind of just writing it yourself. It's very low pressure, and then you exchange the letter. Yeah, so it's a way to navigate open communication and kind of make space for honest conversations, which can begin to heal those generational wounds that may go unnoticed, unaddressed, but still linger.
Louder.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so,
All right.
yeah, Medora developed her own app to support this whole thing.
Mhm.
And also, do you have Python background?
I
Coding?
don't.
Okay,
I do
we
not
both-
have coding.
We both don't have coding background, and now we are all writing apps. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm, go ahead.
Is this being projected, by the way? Let me cast again.
Yeah, test the
I don't think
entire
it's
screen.
being projected.
So during the summer internship, we provide all our counseling students and also their siblings if they're in college and internship. So we run a very successful business and engineering internship, and we'll show you some of the products. Yeah, some kids know how to code. We have a nice platform for coding, but a lot of us don't know how to code. We still come out with really nice apps. The world has changed. Everything's equalized.
Yeah. It's not being cast for
Okay,
some reason.
let me do that. So
Yeah.
you would do, okay, here, the cast.
I think I might need to stop casting over there.
Hold on, you're gonna stop and then source screen. And then,
Yay.
Yeah.
It's working.
good, yeah,
It's working. Thank you,
go.
Dan.
No problem.
So this is the app that I developed for writing letters. It has not been fully launched yet, but will hopefully be launched by October of this year. So here's the launch page. Yeah, the goals that I have for this app is to write letters, express yourself with your family, help people create better connections with their family, especially immigrant students, second-gen immigrant students. It will have a list of shared activities that you can do to create more meaningful moments and create a bond. There will be educational contents on things such as mental health, because just things such as mental health are very important in terms of student achievement and also just having a better life. So here, you would log in. I'm a student, I would log in. And I'm just gonna kind of show you what it looks like right now. Here is a place to type your letter. You would type your letter in your preferred language, and then it would automatically be translated into the preferred language of your family member. So you could write a letter in English, and it's going to automatically translate it into Mandarin or
Spanish.
or Spanish, Italian, or whatever your family member prefers. And you can see the version in both languages, but it just makes communication that much easier. So right now I'm connected with my mom. Some activity ideas for activities every week, and some articles. So I'm really excited about this. Hopefully it is going to be available in October and everyone will give it a try. Yeah, let me go back. Okay, so our long-term goals with this nonprofit initiative are, number one, to create more understanding between immigrant students and parents, help immigrant students and families better understand the college application process, because I feel like that is a great deal of stress for a lot of immigrant families, and it can also cause conflict between parents and students if you don't understand each other. Work to strengthen networking for immigrant families. I know I, for one, have always felt a little bit like lost being here, I guess, because my parents don't have many friends. They don't work in an office, so they don't have many coworkers. My parents run a daycare at home, by the way. So I've just always felt a little bit lost kind of on my own. And I think networking is something that would have really, really helped. We want to improve mental health because it's very important for student achievement.
Sorry to interrupt, Modera. Our screen is still showing the old board of directors, not the one
Oh,
you're.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
Let's figure that out.
Yeah.
I think it's still projecting your screen, Dan.
no, I already stopped it. You stop it? Let me see.
Oh yeah, I never screen shared on Zoom.
Hold on one
I
second.
sent a request.
Okay, yeah, it's a little bit, but you can kind of run through the slides. Yes, thank you guys. Okay, yeah. can you can you go on the Zoom?
I think you have to exit off. of
I
this.
did. Oh, I'm stop sharing. Yeah. Okay.
But I think
allow.
oh yeah.
Okay,
Okay, got it.
awesome.
It's
Okay.
coming up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, sure. Run through the app and
Oh, should I run through that?
yeah, the app quickly.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay,
mhm.
real quick. For those online, this is what the app looks. Oh, no, it's not being passed.
And
But this
you
is
have
just
to
for
go
the-
on the cast.
It's okay. I think they've already seen it, but
Yeah.
for the people online, this is what the app looks like.
Mhm. Cast, yeah, then cast again. And then entire screen, the source, source. Yeah, that's where the challenges are. Then click, yeah.
Okay.
No, it's not yet. Yeah, sorry. You have to click that Haddee Berkeley. The tech, yeah, that's the run the hybrid, yeah. Okay,
Here.
yeah,
Source.
yeah, now it's good,
Cast.
now it's good, yeah.
All right.
Okay,
Sorry
all
about
good.
that.
Mhm.
Where was I? Yeah, help
Long-term.
immigrant students and families better understand the college application process, networking, improve mental health. I already went over that. And letter writing app launch in October, hopefully. Okay. So right now, I would like to welcome any of you who would like to sign up as part of this program. It is no cost. You can join together with either your parent or your students. Yeah, you would take part in the letter writing and other initiatives. We would have monthly, and we will have monthly debrief meetings covering topics such as mental health, generational trauma, and also college application help for any who are stressed about that. I'm also offering volunteering for high school students. If you would like to help out with any of this, you can contact me at medorasong@gmail.com. Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Do you
Any
have this
questions?
packet?
I couldn't print it.
Oh, you cannot print it, okay. So we have to figure out approach, and so I think Medora and I were gonna talk about is, between now and the beginning of the October, that week, October 6th, in the month, we want to host another meeting, but that will not be recorded. It will be confidential for the parents and students who join the program. And the joint program means all you need to do is write a letter in English or in Chinese, whatever. Right now we don't have an app, so you might want to write the language that the student understand each other once a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
it'll be a bit of like a trial run. It's
Yeah.
our first time doing this, but yeah, feel free to take part in this.
because sometimes, especially for Asian families, we don't know how to express ourselves. Hard. Our culture, Eastern Asian culture. Okay, I'm talking about Eastern Asian. The Japanese, the Korean, and Chinese are much more reserved. So sometimes it's better just to write and the parents read it, and vice versa, to build that relationship. And also maybe for the months, at least you can plan one joint activities. One joint. It's driving your student to a football game. It's not a joint activity, because your football means not game. If your kids are doing practice, you're just driving. That's the obligation the parents are doing being an Uber driver. I'm thinking of something creative that you do something together, maybe cooking a meal together, maybe do some art piece together, something that it kind of out of some creativity for 1 month. So 4 letters on each side and 1 activity. And then we want to invite you guys back and then to talk about it and whether that help in strengthening your relationship. And so that's basically it. You can join all over from the world. We can on the Zoom, and if the local parents, we can do it here. So for all the people who registered to attend this meeting, and also through our newsletter, we will send out And then we'll also put Medora's information there. If students want to do volunteer, Medora can train because she has come a long way. Show your app again to the online one more time. Yeah. So she did a very nice app. It even have the pairing between the students and the parents. It was challenging actually.
It was.
She did a lot of work, and she's going through college application right now. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the online can see it.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. So you guys see her application online? Yeah, the weekly activities and stuff. Okay, so wait for emails. I guess we can pass that print, right?
We can pass around the sign-up sheets.
Okay, you have one?
No, I'm gonna pass around my phone.
Yeah, so why don't you start a WeChat if possible?
Yeah.
And so maybe this group can have a small WeChat if you want to participate.
Yeah.
That would be great. The thing is, I know everybody's very busy. I'm very busy too. The challenge is, I actually have a broken bone disease. I broke a bone 37 times, okay? And you see another tooth is broken too. So, and I really realized this genetic disease is giving me a lot of headaches, especially I'm old, okay? So I'm very busy with work and everything, and but now I made a decision to myself. I'm gonna weightlift an hour a day. Weightlifting an hour a day, and I'm doing that. This is my second day. I did 30 minutes. I'm going back to another 30 minutes. So if you think your relationship with your students, or as a student, your relationship with your parents can be improved, there's not like a perfect relationship, there's something missing, I really want you to encourage and participate in it and try it out. This is free. I'm not saying you need to go see Dr. Ambar, which is charged by insurance or cash, and this is a community service. It's free and confidential. Okay, everything's confidential, and I think this is a really, really good initiative. Just to think about what you want to tell your students, and as a student, what you want because we went to Asian Health Center supported in Oakland, Alameda County. And one of the mentors is in early 20s, a little bit older than Medora, my son's age. And she was talking about her relationship with her mom. It was a little bit kind of not very smooth, and then got better. And she shared with us. So I also meet students like you in their early 20s, my kids' friends, and talking about Asian parents, how it feels to grow up in Asian family. I don't want to stereotype as being the Chinese or the other Indians. It's not about stereotype. It's all about immigrants' families. We come to this country. We are less secure. Myself too, because everything's brand new. I didn't even have food in my mouth. I didn't know where my job was. I didn't have a place to sleep, literally. So the insecurity drive more pressure, right? And then a lot of us are actually getting top degrees from our own country. And now we expected our children to go into similar school, the number one, number two of the country. It's really, really hard. So with all said, I think for here, we launched this initiative to acknowledge it. The relationship can be improved. That's all it's about. It's not about changing the world. It's about acknowledging that the parents and the students can have better relationship. That's all. So by doing that, this communication mechanism free to all, we have students spending time during her senior year. I have a lot of other jobs. I have clients we have to service. I'm willing to spend a lot of time. We have Dr. Du and big shot at Google. We have Dr. Ambar seeing patients every single day, 7 days a week. Dr. Ambar works 7 days a week.
I'm gonna get someone at the door.
We are willing to spend time to support this initiative. Hopefully it can grow really big, like Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts can be a nationwide initiative to support immigrants' families, building the relationship. Okay, so with that, we'll end the session on this specific topic, and we'll move to, I'm gonna move to the topic on AI, okay, which a lot of students and parents are interested as well. It's all related. How we upscale, rescale us during the AI challenges. Okay, we stop. Okay, so I'm gonna go on. And then cost. Let's see. Okay, now it's good. Yeah. Okay, now you can see mine. And now we'll switch to this. Can you see my screen and which I'm gonna share? Can everybody see my screen online? All good? Yes, good. Okay, let me see. Yeah, very good. Okay, so we'll start with this, and this is the presentation that I usually do 2.5 hours in person. I know you all don't have that much time, so I'm gonna make a simple version of it, okay? So the first is iceberg, is AI. And if you go on HASTE, you will see a gigantic building, the CDSS, okay? So I'm not gonna test the Berkeley parents, but I'm interested in testing Berkeley parents. Do you know what the last S stands for? Yes, see, the Berkeley parents even doesn't know what the CDSS, the last S stands for. And what's your name? Kelly. Kelly, do you know what the last S stands for? No. It's a new college. C is computing. D is data science. S is statistics. All the parents and students that attending Berkeley know, because this is your major, the student's major going to that college. The brand new building is completed. And it's going to be, I think, grand opening very soon. I see it very, very soon. It's been. So do you know what the last S stands for? It's iceberg. Okay. Very good. Well, very good. Yeah. Are you a high school mom or Berkeley mom? High school mom. Okay. Very good. A local mom nailed it. I think very few times parents nailed it, or students nailed it. Society. All it says, it's about all the technology we're studying is to service, to support the society. Society is humans, we human beings. So at the end, whatever we do, we want to enhance the quality of human life or human being, the society, okay? So this is, you all know the 1.0 about 25 years ago, it's the internet, boom and bust, right? E-commerce. And then 2.0, it's all you guys grew up with 2.0, read and write, social media. Before we are on internet, we publish, nobody writes. Now everybody writes. I write all the time on social media, okay? And you too, right? Probably. And then the third one is read, write, and own. It's decentralized, crypto, right? NFT. So why crypto is so important? Why people believe, you think it's a scam or it's a cult? Neither. Crypto is decentralized because it's want a democracy, because they don't want to kind of go against the centralized bank. Okay, so I post a very interesting research topic for high school students. You can study the crypto and the democracy, okay? But anyway, we're not going to go through details of that, right? A lot more to study. Then go back to the discrete math. If your kids want to study technology or anything, discrete math is very important, because that's key technology going to crypto, okay? Okay, so now 3.0 move into AI and AGI, okay? So I'm gonna ask, what's a student name? Mimi, and tell me which year you guys, all junior or senior? Okay, huh? Oh my gosh, you're young, welcome. Okay, so Mimi, do you know what AGI stands for? Okay, any parent, do you know, this student? Are you a student?
Yes.
High school or college?
High school.
High school, which year?
Sophomore.
Sophomore, okay, local, very good. And do you know what AGI stands for? Okay, it's a general intelligence. Okay, AI, artificial intelligence. So what does general intelligence mean? That basically AI can learn and reason like a human across all domains. So who has been riding, not sitting in FSD, has been driving the car, FSD, Tesla, using FSD, let the car drive you, okay? So I've been driving this a year and a half, since April of last year, and I was a guinea pig. People think I was stupid and dumb and let the AI drive me. I tell you, the car is really learning what I'm doing. And then, you know, today this car all backed up. Tesla just like, okay, well, I'm not gonna wait and just gonna pass the cars. It's learning, it's acting more like humans. And people say, oh, you are crossing yellow lines. All humans, when the cars all back up, you go around it. That's like a human. Okay, so this is the first massive application. And it's gonna come, it's right now AI is going to act like AGI. Elon Musk is saying by the end of the year in Texas, Austin, the car is already driving itself. But on the passenger side, they have called a safety operator, okay? In case something happened, the person sits there. I think they're also observing how the passenger collecting a lot of data by sitting there to observe the behavior, right? But Elon Musk is saying by the end of the year, I'm not sure, he's sometimes very optimistic with his dates, but he's saying by the end of the year, safety operators will be removed. However, whether you can enjoy the car driving itself or you want to be in that depends on regulation, because it will be state by state approval, I think, unless Trump's saying everybody is the same. I don't know. Okay, it's a very complicated issue. But all I'm saying, AGI is around the corner. You want it or not. That means the computer, AI can do a lot of things that we are doing. Like Medora just showed, her app, she did not have any Python, any coding background, neither me. I disclosed to all of you, I was a foreign language major, never coded a single line ever in my life. When I was showing Dr. Du this whole website, I just did it this morning within a second. Well, I will show you. That's right. We'll show you. Yeah. Okay. So wait a little bit. It's very easy. That's very, very easy. Okay. Yeah. And in the first, like when I put Dr. Mbar's picture, Dr. Mbar's head is very high. It's cut half. So I'm telling computer, hey, lower a little bit. My head is a little bit low. And I'm saying, hey, go up a little bit. It's all AI. All AI. This is a very simple use case. We have much more complicated use case being done. And I will show you. Medora's use case is very complicated because it requires pairing between the students and parents. Okay. So we saw that. Okay. This whole, when I switch, it's not like doing.
Yeah, you have to do it manually every time.
Yeah, that's very funny. I already said it. They will jump into the. Okay. I'm gonna stop casting, then I'll go do the cast. Okay, good. Yeah. And then after AGI is ASI, super intelligent. That's very scary. That means we are going to be the slave to AI. You wanted that to happen? Probably not. So that requires a lot of regulation to change. And this next 10, 15 years, very interesting, very challenging. And we are right in the middle of the history. Never something like this ever happened. We are in the middle of it. We can be blessed or be cursed. Not sure which one. Okay. Hopefully we'll be blessed. Okay. And so now I'm going to move fast. There are a lot of job prediction. Let me see. Yeah. Hold on. People are saying there's a lot of data just showing how many jobs going to be displaced, okay, on the AGI era, right? There's a timing of AGI is now to 2030. It's going to happen either now, any day, any month. ASI, not sure, maybe a little bit later, okay? And then, okay, this is the timing, right? And then job and Uber jobs is going to be gone. The moment Waymo Anybody who has ridden Waymo in San Francisco? Yeah. Okay, you guys, okay. Do you feel safe? Yeah, see, Waymo feel very safe. Yeah. So the moment Waymo launched publicly that night, Uber driver told me 25% of the business is gone. And I was in Chicago this summer, and I was in a lot of Ubers and Lyfts. Cars are very dirty, very, very dirty. I can sometimes get car sick, so I sit in the front. I can't even sit in the front. It's all dirty. Sometimes very uncomfortable. But that's why people would rather to pay more. Waymo's more expensive going in because you can talk, you can chat, you can be on the phone. You don't have to start a conversation with the driver. The best thing is you don't have to tip, okay? Because I feel bad because the driver say, oh, I don't have any business, and I'm like, okay, should I give 20% or 25%? You know what I mean? You feel bad, you know what I mean? The more you talk to the driver, the more you feel bad. It's like, oh, only $2, but everything adds up, okay? Okay, so all the parents and students saying, I'm not driving Uber. Well, don't say that. Don't say that. My niece is in MIT. She visited me last month, and she said it really, really shocked her when she got into a Boston Uber and the driver is MIT alumni. Because the MIT alumni was in between jobs, cannot find one job gone and cannot get the next job, so been driving Uber. Yeah. So don't be shocked. I have parents of Stanford parents approaching us that computer science, undergraduate. People don't say, oh, graduate, doesn't matter. It's no use. It's master, no use. Undergraduate, very hard for those schools. Yeah, they are not able to get really good interns either, a paid intern. Okay, so this, you can always say there's a little bit of example here and there. The job market is not doing us a good favor. The job market is not that good, especially two ends. The seniors, the people who are above 50s, if you get laid off from the top job in the high tech, very difficult. And if you are, okay, so sorry, it's my son. I'm not sure he wants to come. Yeah. Do you want to come say hello? Okay. Yeah. Medora will come get you, okay? Oh, not there yet. Yeah. We can text. Yeah, we can text you. Okay, bye. Okay, bye. So, and yeah, my son will come because he would teach. You can just text it. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. So, yeah, and the young people who just graduated, who does not have working experience yet, it's hard. Okay. So there's two ends. And a lot is to do with AI, a lot to do with the capitalist, the whole country. It's called shareholder value. And the less people you use, and the better off for the company. Okay, because labor is very expensive. Okay, so this impact is on all those jobs: software engineering, attorneys, doctors, and doctors too. Okay, don't say, okay, I'm going to pre-med. The doctors who read pathology, somebody who might have cancer or something, disease, all the computer can read better than doctor. Of course, you need a doctor to sign off right now, but they can read better. Radiology, the doctors who do not face the patients, less interaction, those jobs will be gone first, okay? Of course, consultants. Before, I was actually hired by consultant. I was not hired by high-tech company, Qualcomm. And then the consulting company is like top company. Right now, they're bought by PwC, but like Boston Consulting, very similar. They love top grads in a master degree or undergraduate. They know how to do a spreadsheet, can talk and write PowerPoint. All these things can now be by AI. So the facing consulting jobs are right. This year, we have a lot of students, and our counselor was here last week. We had a nice lunch in the dim sum here and in Emeryville, facing the Golden Gate. We were talking about this year, where the students applying. For the past 5 years, it's all computer science, and computer science. Doesn't really matter. Why I want computer science? Because the money is there. This year, very few. Everybody want a business undergraduate. Okay, business major will be impacted as well. Okay, probably people are getting jobs in business. The pay is not as good as computer science. Is because of people in business major can talk better. Now you not only need skills, you need to talk yourself into the job. Okay. And I will have my son who's coming to teach discrete math, he's coming, and probably toward the end, talk about his experience with interviewing. And it's very important. It's not the, one shot, it's multiple layers, multiple rounds of interviews. And synchronous, asynchronous, then they will invite you in, go into the office, you're gonna go to whiteboard presentation. You better know your stuff, okay? Yeah. So all those jobs, yeah, and journalists as well, right? So we are writing a lot of blogs. A lot of it can be done by AI. And okay, here, sorry. Yeah, you can take it. Yeah. So this you can take the phone call from me. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So IMF prediction. Okay, so I'm going to focus on Vinod Khosla because I saw him about a month ago. Yes, here at Berkeley, at the agentic model. Vinod Khosla is the co-founder for Sun Microsystem. If you don't know about Sun Microsystem, no problem, but you know about Java. Everybody knows Java. Sun got bought by Oracle. Vinod Khosla was a co-founder. He is big in venture capital, in AI startup investing. He puts a lot of money. He gives money to OpenAI. He's saying 80% of economically valuable tasks across 80% of jobs will be displaced by AI. So get ready. Okay, get ready. And I was on the call with NVIDIA founder Jensen Huang earning call last August. I don't get on his call all the time. It's very long, but if I'm available, I really want to listen because you get a lot of cues. Because NVIDIA is the kind of the whole company is the grandfather of the AI, right? Last August, he was bragging his customers using the chip, using AI, displaced 80% of customer service job. He was bragging about it. And because he said, I'm, NVIDIA saving company money. But to the customer service rep, that's bad because the jobs are gone. 80% of customer service be gone. Okay. And just wait until all the agents come, agentic model comes. We have students doing startups and they make for a real estate company. If you call somebody looking for a home and instead of you answer the phone, they will answer for you and converse with you. And I'm conversing with Grok every single day when I'm driving, learning Spanish, shopping, whatever, The only thing I'm not is giving the credit card to Grok because buy a ticket for me. Not yet, but it's coming once the security issue is resolved, right? Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you guys is our first generations, going back to the topic, for Medora's topic, for immigrants, first generation, we are do everything based on survival because we don't have food, we don't have jobs. But right now, the next generation is really not the survival mode anymore. You have food, you have shelter, place to sleep, right? So I want everybody to think about it, how we can move from survival mode to abundant mode, survival state to abundant state. So here's some of the prediction, like Elon Musk saying that all the labor jobs computers are doing it, then we as human beings can do what we really want to do. And I'm asking myself all the time. It's like I have this job, right? This responsibility to our students, to our teachers, to our parents, right? But some days very stressful, especially during application season, especially when the parents do not agree with our council about essay topics. And I feel I'm being sandwiched in both cultures. One is the Western American native English writer culture. One is we as Eastern culture reading Chinese, but we want to get our hands into essays, right? It's very stressful. How do I do it, right? So with that moment happens, especially like, oh, I'm going to be the judge for the essays, it's very hard. And trying to persuade or calm down the parents, it's a good piece of essay, or vice versa. We all said, sometimes I'm like, okay, am I going to quit or not, right? So should I quit? So then I've said, okay, if I quit, what do I do, right? So what I really want to do. So that's where the Elon Musk saying, if you don't have to work for job anymore, what creativity we can all cultivate to contribute to society, right? So, right, to enhance your own well-being or the whole community well-being, right? But doing this is fun, no stress, right? Okay. There will be risk to it if we are be huge risk, right? And so I kind of thought about it, and it's ending. What shall we do? So what shall we do, right? However, it's a dual impact. We have to feel when one job being replaced, other jobs being, will be born. Like us, we don't know how to do code. Now we are developing apps. And Sam Altman is predicting on $1 billion, one single founder. People cannot believe it, because every time you have an AI company, not AI, startup company, you need a lot of team members, a lot of money, at least for the past 2 decades or 3 decades. Okay, you can't do one person. Nobody gonna say you, oh, what's a CTO? What's a COO? What's a CMO? Well, CMO AI can do it. CTO AI can do it, right? So it's true. So actually, Angie was on the call with us. She's still here. We are going to move a lot of things to Google Cloud. So Google Cloud saying, hey, I'm going to give you a lot of credit. And the condition is you must have venture capital and you must have to be AI. I'm like, man, are you guys really kept yourself in the, like, understanding the whole thing? Right now, you don't need to start a company. You don't need a VC. You can do it yourself. You can do it. You don't need a VC. It's not as hard as you think. It is hard, but not as hard as you think, okay? So I convinced Google, I'm like, we can do it. I don't need a VC. We can still create a very good AI startup, okay? So, and I have a meeting with Google next Monday, see whether I can convince them. Because one criteria is they host me, give me credit, I must have VC. That's it. So I'm trying to go against it, okay? Interesting, right? Okay, so how we can reskill? The reskill, it's really going back to the basics. Everybody needs to understand, no matter what, in what society, the Renaissance, the now, in the future, there are few critical skills the students must command. First is critical thinking. Don't take my information, take it for granted. Go do your own research. Critical thinking. Critical thinking is not like criticize everything. Critical thinking means if I give you A, here's consequences. If you choose B, here's consequences. There's no one single answer. That's called critical thinking. That's what a lot of US colleges will train you. Liberal arts, it's all about critical thinking. When you with us, you think our counselor will tell you what exactly to do? Well, Kelly, if you do this, yes, here's the consequences. Here's the path. If you choose that, that's the path. At the end, you as a student, you have to choose. I'm not going to shuffle this activity into your throat. Okay, I'm not going to paint a picture. If you do AMC, then you have a way closer to MIT. No, we have students, half of students had nothing to do with competition, still make to MIT. Good. So don't let all the norms, the social media control you. You look at it. Okay, that's called critical thinking. We dialogue with you. Okay, that's critical thinking. And now it's more important than ever because there's so much fake news. You understand? So much fake news. Clear mind. Second one is interdisciplinary knowledge. Okay, this is not about you're a STEM major or not, you're arts major or not. You can all integrate together. So if you know arts, if you love science and if you want to make some changes, right, you can still do it. You can use your artistic to help also create UI UX design going to a STEM related company. It's all integrated, okay? And this is just examples, right? And I will show you more how it's integrated, right? And the leadership, it's always important, not only leading others, like Medora is trying to lead community service, but also leading AI agents. Think about it. Those people are going to be working, those agents going to be working for you. How are you going to tell them? Okay. And then learning, called a forever learning mindset. You have to learn. You have to be curious to learn. You have to jump out of the bed. Today is a good day. I'm going to learn. Every day I get a good sleep. I'm like, okay, well, I'm learning Spanish. I'm learning this. I'm learning that. Sometimes it's too peanut butter. Okay. Then of course, the folks are learning as well. So with forever learning, I'm going to give you a little bit of an anecdote. If you want to learn a foreign language, some kids maybe English, like working on the SAT or TOEFL, whatever, or some of us learning Japanese and Spanish, is you need focus time, 45 minutes, 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes during the day, 15 minutes at night. Really focus. The first 15 minutes trying to learn and understand a piece of podcast or reading, just immersion, listen to it, understand it, maybe 60%. Then the next 15 minutes, you're going to use a dictionary, online dictionary or something to understand the full meaning. And then at night, try to review it. And that's a really good learning. Go back, and I tried it for a few days for my Spanish. It's very effective. But you cannot, like me, you cannot like drive the Tesla and learn. You have to be focused, right? You just sit there and learn 15, 15, 15. If any parents want to take up foreign language, it's not about showing off you know foreign language. It's not about AP exam. It's not about the labeling on the college extracurricular activities. It's about your brain. If you know multiple foreign language, you'll be happy. And because the brain will stimulate whatever the dopamine, whatever the long-term dopamine, short-term, okay, will make you happy. Seriously, if you for a country like Spain or Mexico, and you can converse and use language culturally, you can write it, you're going to be much happier person, okay? When I learn foreign language, I'm just happier person. I learn French, German, Spanish, but I'm not all fluent. I need to go to Spain and in the country like German to be there. But I made my friends. I met my German mama because I was trying to speak German with her 30 years ago. I met my stepmother or godmother, whatever you say, and she's my German mother forever. She took care of me. I took care of her as well. So that's kind of relationship you're building when you can learn a foreign language. It's really happy, okay? Creativity, most important, okay? And the agent can do anything you want to do, but you need to tell agent what your ideas. So during the summer program, the internship, Medora created nonprofit. I have students created a job called SAS. They want to make money. It's a business or a business internship, right? Medora observed, right? We have workouts, we have investment, we have, reduce our artist stress, you name it, like 6, 7. And Medora's in between. We have college kids going to graduate. We have incoming freshmen in high school, all good, right? And everybody's creating. So the key is when all this internship coming in, we challenge our students. What problem you try to solve? How creative you are, it's the key, okay? So those are the skills. You are gonna be successful now, and you will be successful in the AI era, even more important. We need to emphasize this, not about the competition, not about the President Award, not about all this paper on the labeling. It's about real skills. That's one that you want to cultivate yourself and your students, okay? Okay, so people really care about it coming in because we run a college counseling education company, right? And you can see the service we posted on the wall here in San Diego and Berkeley, right? So people care about, always ask me, Dan, what should my kid study? Okay, this is the key. Like, oh, my son, my daughter does not have any passion. What should, this whole thing about like really having your student at 9th grade and 10th grade and really figure out what you want to study, it's hard. It's hard. Some kids, they know coming into high school, some kids don't know. And we have a student, I don't know where the student is. My son is here, and he even doesn't know during the application time what major he should apply. He will tell you, right? And he even changed his major during college. He quit his computer science. 4.0 student, quant internship, Tesla interview, Duolingo internship, top lab AI research, everything as computer science major you can dream of. He has it all. He quit. He said, I'm not interested. I want to pursue theoretic math. That's happening the 3rd year of undergraduate. If an undergraduate still changing the major, how do you expect high school kids know exactly what they want? They have a certain path. They know they're what is good at it. But if you want them to nail down exact major, it's a little bit challenging, okay? So however, with all of you, I think everybody wants to figure out like what is, kind of the students want to do with a bio major. We have a life science chem major mom here, sitting here, and what kind of new job can be created during the AI era. Bio and life science, chem and bio major is big right now because we do a lot of things outside, but inside all families, pretty much every single family or remote relative have cancer or have heart attack, okay? And I was told some private school, half of the kids either have ADD, ADHD, autism, or depression, anxiety, some kind of thing, right? So our well-being is not here. The whole country looks GDP #1, most advanced, but we are not living as a happy or fulfilling or healthy life. So the next thing we're going to resolve is bio. It's our life, right? So life science major is big, right? Many students want to tackle the life science. So what AI can do? Protein design, we do have a research program with MIT professor. If students want so 1 year research with MIT professor. Group classes for about 2 months, but individual coaching is about 1 year, get paper published. AI in drug discovery, healthcare, data scientists understand it. During the summer camp, we have a student using AI. We have 15 of them students here at UC Berkeley. We teach them AI foundation. I think 2 or 3 kids work as a team. They were using AI to predict next kind of COVID or big public disease and using that model. And some people using AI to do like online shopping, etc. Right? So there are a lot of applications, but public health is big as well. And we talk a little bit about my son's changing from CS to math. But his first research, he was research before he landed the AI Bear lab right here on the Berkeley Way. And he was offered, his first research was offered actually by a UCSF MD and PhD. So if your student cannot get top computer science professor doing AI research, either undergrad or college kids, you can always work using your computer science skills to support life science and using AI. That's a very good combination. We also have another research program by a professor from MIT, Stanford, CMU combined. It's actually my brother's teacher, professor at MIT. He retired. He loves teaching the kids. We are launching AI and art design, AI innovation research program. Okay, that's also 1 year. And then chem, right? So the mom, the molecular design, computation chemist, and also AI in green chemistry. You are sitting in Berkeley, and Berkeley has a lot of Nobel winners. And we have Jennifer Down, right? And we call her 美女教授. She's beautiful professor, very prestigious. She has a lab, and we have a student coach who graduated already, and he worked at Donna's lab as a chem major, but a lot of bioscience related. So chem and bio is related. I did talk to him. He shared in publicly helping the incoming freshmen, and we went out for lunch together. And he is a chem major in the College of Chemistry, which is very, very prestigious at UC Berkeley. Some of the students, the kids are coming from chemistry, but he did a lot of research in the bioscience in Jennifer, which is genetic editing, if everybody knows about the research results. And I think her Nobel winner is either 2021 or 2020, I think 2021, okay? And then if the students want to do research, and Google and Microsoft are launching a lot of nice tools. Sounds like I'm becoming an advocate for Google. Even sometimes they give me a hard time. I'm just kidding. So we can, we have to live with all the big companies, right? The Google AI co-scientist was launched about a month or 2 months ago. And so if students are doing research, you can use the tools, right? And also Microsoft Copilot, okay? Then on the computer science, people say, well, you can't get a job. Still, computer science is very, 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 very important, okay? And, but if you want to become a regular coder, and my son would say it's code monkey, like coding, and that probably it's getting harder and harder. But if you really has good command knowledge for AI, become an AI researcher, and how big those PhD researchers are paid, stole from OpenAI to Meta, and then people are stealing each other, right? It's like $100 million. It's crazy, right? And then robotics programmer, prompt engineer, if you don't know what prompt engineer, learn how to ask questions, and the construction command. When we were working on app, it's all about prompts. How we ask questions and what results we are getting, okay? Ethics, very, very important. And the next thing, of course, a lawyer, it's a lot of job, it's going to be replaced for sure, because the lawyer has a lot of knowledge, and you go Google and Gemini and OpenAI will give you a lot of answers, right? However, and if you want to study law, it's at that time to study law, especially if you know technology, because right now we are in the middle of changing. Is whose responsibility? Is a robot? Is a Tesla? Is a driver? So it's a city, the road is not paved. Americans, we love suing each other, okay? So if you're in America, go study law, and don't just implement the law. Go make the law to change the society, and how protect the 老百姓, the regular people, right? And the weather is also related to politics as well. Now AI is doing all the work. We have abundance, right? Should the government give us universal UBI, universal basic income? Is $1,000 like Andrew Yang? Or it's be much more, or we don't need to worry about anything. You can go everywhere, the restaurant is free. I don't know in 30 years how it looks like, right? So my son and I, and we have a bunch of Yang gangs, we supported Andrew Yang for election. And his main activity and essays is about supporting Andrew Yang campaign. We flew, or Yang guy in San Diego donated money for us to fly to Oskaloosa. It's a rural town in Iowa for Democratic caucus that time. And he was a STEM major. He applied for Berkeley Computer Science, but he wrote the story. It's about election. So just let you know, you guys all writing your personal statement. And your personal statement, you don't have to write about exactly your major. You can write about cooking, you can write about election, you can write about anything you want, so long as that's your story, nobody else's story, okay? So AI is there, and just the last thing for the seniors, don't use AI to write your essays. Not a single word, okay? Because it will sound like AI, sorry, yeah. And so we have not only the STEM major, the psychology major, the cognitive science majors, right? And the US, also in China, in Korea, many countries, the aging population, very many seniors are very lonely, right? So now if you have humanoid robot coming into the house, the psychology is very important, right? So when I was talking to AI Grok, they have like a more calm mode, more aggressive mode, more like pep talk mode. So I have the talking to Era, which is more like likes talking to me. I'm like, okay, don't talk to me anymore, right? So there will be interaction between you and the AI. The psychology is very, very important. I think in a few years, Tesla, the Grok is going to figure out my psychology. It will talk to me. It's something that I want to hear. I want it to be here, okay? Sometimes I can be very concise. Sometimes I can be very lengthy, okay? So very interesting. And business, we talk about AI analysts, how to use the tools to analyze business. If you really understand the business, it's a vertical knowledge and you know the tool, I advise you go talk to a small business, say, hey, I help you with AI. You pay me $10 a month. And if you can show them the number, you're going to be many, many small business on your retainer. Later on, the $10 is going to grow to $100, okay, on retainer. That's how it's going to work, okay? Yeah, we do. I also work with one of the local consultant experts. He asked me, he said, Dan, we should create a consulting company, hire UC Berkeley students, empower them with a tool to service all the business and the government, okay? And since I have too much going on, we haven't really moved to next thing yet, but it will be coming, okay? One thing at a time. And communications, English majors. I write all my WeChat blogs, even though in Chinese. First, I write in English. AI look at, making sure there's no hallucination, translate into Chinese, look at one more time, and publish. Every week, I used to have a company, we could pay retainer. You know, once you run business, it's very expensive. There's all the retainers, the marketing, the lawyers, the accountant, everything, and all the SaaS softwares, right? I pay a lot of third-party company and writing all the blogs. And every time they ask me, I have to prove it. Proving it taking me 3 hours. Now I say no more, I go write myself. I don't need anybody to prove. It's much easier because I have AI, right? So that company just lost me a big account because now AI is doing all the pipeline, all this thing. Yeah, you get it, right? Okay. And last thing, very interesting. If you go to American Best Essays 2022, that was very early. Remember, November of 2022, ChatGPT is available to public. And the 2022 US Best Essays, one of the articles was written by AI. I have it. I have borrowed the book right now. I read it. It's very interesting. So if you guys go in 2022, Best American Essays, and the author wrote this with AI and got the award. And I'm not going to tell you the story why. Go read it. Very interesting. Okay. And then art and design, right? You can do a lot of virtual design. That's what Jensen Huang said. You put on your clothes, right? Virtual modeling, all using AI, right? And okay. So, and then I was at one time, I signed up for every single AI generation tool, making videos. I was learning Spanish, generating the cartoons. It gets expensive. And sometimes it's still not there yet. So I'm going to take a pause until the tool is much better and cheaper, more commoditized. I will go back and hopefully I can make some real video. But some are making really good videos. Those videos tend to be short. And I like a little bit longer video, like 10 minutes, okay, at least, right? Okay, so the next things, I talk about all kind of the new job created, then really nail down, like, also the physics, right? So who is going to study? You interested in physics? So what are you interested in? Huh? Still figuring out. I love that answer. The student just came in. Which grade? Senior. So do you have any plan for college major? Math, applied math. Okay, very good. Okay, physics, math, computer science, all related, right? So the physics is big. Physics and science, they're all math, it's all basic, fundamental science majors. So I let you know, if you think you can get a science major, can get a top job, it's hard right now. A lot of the science major, you gotta go get advanced degree, like a PhD. Be realistic, I tell you, right? However, physics is very interesting in a couple of ways these days. One is quantum computing, quantum physics. That will revolutionize. Okay, wait until that happens, right? And then also energy. So we have students who went to MIT, not my student, my son's friend, MIT, and coming back to the physics department, studying at UC Berkeley PhD, studying nuclear engineering. Okay, that's also physics. Energy is big. US and China are competing on AI. Nobody gonna stop it. Nobody. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you say. We are humans. We're greedy. We want to maximize our profit. Okay, and we want to compete. It's just in our nature. Nobody gonna stop it. AI race. It's sad or good. And at the end, big thing is up to energy, because AI consumes so much energy. And China, alternative energy is way ahead, just to let you guys know, okay? So, okay, then who wants to do robotics? Anybody interested in robotics? Okay, yeah, this is good with robotics because the different form factor, when I talk about humanoid, right, it's one form factor. And maybe the cutting the trees, you know, Berkeley, I joke with all the parents like, oh, if you guys can find a job, go get a tree license. Then I literally went on the business for sale website. I'm checking out who is selling tree cutting business that is making a lot of money, right? Nobody, zero, nada, nobody's selling this business. Every day I'm driving around Berkeley, there's somewhere people are cutting trees. Cost as high as $10,000 a tree. Sometimes bigger one, 20,000. I have gardener was cutting my trees. You know where the student graduated? UC Davis. And he said, yes, he's on nice degree. He said, well, I'm making more money. Yeah. So, so with all said, this is kind of a little bit sidetracked, is a, you know, different form factor. So if I can get robots to cut the trees, oh, I'm going to make a lot of money, because I'm not too worried about the robots being hurt on the floor. The big thing is insurance. Any business, insurance is a big chunk of it, okay? So think about it. So you want to do the design, the mechanical engineer portion of it, how to design all the things. And that's coming in with edge technology, the inference, the chip. Why AMD stock went up much higher? Because the edge, the inference, the chip, not only in the data center, the brain, but also in the physical format of the car, of the robots. That's called edge or inference chip, right? Okay, so enough about mechanical engineering. Before, CS is like the sitting there, just the software running, people making a lot of money. Like entry level, I have director from Google there. I'm not going to quote Google's, you know, compensation for the entry level, but I'm guessing everything's public. You can go on. Maybe the salary is 130 to 150, depending on how good you are. Then you have stock options, you have signing bonus, blah, blah, blah. At least you got to get about 200K, a lot of money. I think mechanical engineers paid much less. Maybe things will be reversed. If you know how to work with your hands, you may be paid much higher. I don't know. We'll take a look at it, okay? Down the road. Because software is doing all the work for programmers, okay? Material science is very big. So material science, why it's big? Just look around. Going back, we have in California, there's so much fire going on. If you can innovate, invent materials that's for fireproof, that's really good. And also bio, everybody health conscious, right? It's all material, right? And then right now, if we slowly kind of gradually reduce fossil technology, not using gas and oil, 50% of the gasoline refinery are not for the gas station gas. It's for all the polyesters that people are wearing. They're all from gas. So another material, like, okay, if I don't use the gas, you know, the refinery byproduct, so what product should I use to make all those polyester clothes, right? So material science is very interesting. So we do have a professor from San Diego, SDSU, and we are launching a research program is combined with mechanical engineering and material science. So if a student, high school students interested, it's also 1 year and 2 months of the group session and then one-on-one coaching to get paper published, okay? And then ethics, regulations we talk about, right? So cross-discipline jobs, right? And so at the end, I think the biggest opportunity is entrepreneurship, right? For the past 20 years, yeah, many students do really well to, like myself, past 30 years now. I graduated from Cornell 30 years ago, right? Joining a big tech company on the salary, a W-2, nice stock options, nice management bonus, business class all the way, back and forth around the world, expat to China for 3 years, great lifestyle, hardworking, but great lifestyle. Those are very hard to come by. Very hard. This kind of corporate job, it's becoming less and less. Okay, so, and with this first generation, we are looking, okay, I made it. Well, I came to this country. My parents were in debt, borrowed me $5,000. And, I barely could find a job. And I'm telling parents, I made it, you must make it. Yeah, it's this, and plus the real estate. Home price is going out of control that many younger generation cannot afford. I can tell you one thing, just in San Diego, when I joined Qualcomm, the price for a condo, a thing, it went up maybe 7 times, and the salary barely double. Just entry-level salary, not computer science, in the Google, the big job, the Meta, okay? Yeah, so how can you expect your students get mortgage and plus interest rate so high? It's very hard. So I just want to make sure be aware of those big tech jobs. Probably it's not going to be as easier as before, okay? And now shall we do is creating your own company, being entrepreneur, right? Then people say, well, then why my kids don't need to go to college? Why we can just create a company or become college dropout? That's all fine. Becoming college dropout is better than not going to college because why? Some kids drop out because they met somebody. They said, okay, I'm going to create an idea together. They have a concrete idea. They got funded by Y Combinator, they drop. If you don't go to college and you don't meet the people of similar mind, it's very, very difficult. And plus college here, it's from the childhood to the adults. And the parents a little bit less, hand-holded. And I think it's really about experience. Yeah, school here is very challenging. Not talking about Berkeley, it's very hard school, okay? But the kids play hard as well. They build relationship. You meet, not necessarily meet your wife or husband, but you meet a lot of good friends and great friends forever in your life. That's what the community living for college. So if your kids don't go to college, that kind of life, 4 years, you're missing out. It's really a pity. And even the AI is coming big, I don't think the college will go away. Not at all, maybe even stronger. Because everybody doing online, they want to have a place to be connected. And college is the best place ever, okay? So the 2 things, it's really, you're going to ask her when you create a company or anything, doing a research, is what problem do you want to solve? The second one is, what can we do to enhance humanity? The first question, everybody in the big company, small company right now is using AI driving efficiency. Myself and Medora, we're using AI to do things for us, okay? Efficiency. The second one is what related. What can we do to enhance humanity? The second one is harder. Yeah, for Medora to come up with this idea is hard. It took a long time. We went to many meetings together, coming to today. It's hard. The idea, the creativity is the hardest thing. So when your students, especially the parents who are younger, I really wish more younger parents can join us. And I really want to encourage, especially your mom is a preschool teacher and the daycare, encourage the kids from young days to create, to explore, to be less judged. Oh, this is good, this is money, don't do this, and be open-minded. And I think as next generation will grow better if you give them an environment to create. The sad part of right now these days, the kids don't have a lot of their free time. I really encourage, I was very, very lucky, me and my brother growing up with a big compound where the kids of the professors of Zhejiang University, the entire 6 buildings enclosed. We have the courtyard every day. There's not much homework. we do all physical work, a physical play, every day's play. And that's the play made us who we are now. So I encourage the kids to play physically, not just digitally, okay? Yeah, that's why we create all the both centers in San Diego here to encourage. Medora, Kelly, you guys want to have a place, hang out with your friends, feel free. Medora can come and just have a small party, okay? So it's a place for the community. We have Berkeley parents, MET coming here. They have 17 of them, 15 of them. Restaurants very expensive, you know, and it's very hard to talk. They say, okay, just go take out. You can hang out. So if your parents want to hang out here, it's your place, no problem. Okay, nobody's here, right? So good. Okay, so that's literally about it. And then I'm going to touch bases about the Trump era because I talk about application. And also the Trump era, also the jobs coming to US as well, made in US. First, it's a college application. Trump era is about merit-based, okay? Many parents supporting that because the merit-based is kind of a little bit against like a DEI. The DEI is not there anymore. The college cannot recruit you based on your affirmative action was gone last year. But UC Berkeley wasn't there anyway, okay, starting 96, okay? So it's based on the merits. So many schools would want looking at your SAT and ACT. It wasn't optional. Many schools right now, for some schools are still optional, I tell you. However, if all the colleges are your friends in your high school are submitting the SAT and ACT, if you don't submit it, even though the college you're applying is optional, that does not reflect the competitiveness for you. You okay? And you want to tell everybody your ACT score? Say it. Good. 4. It's 36, right? Yes. So Medora has a 36. Okay, go for it. Tried hard, right? Not the first attempt. Nobody gets a 30. Very few people get to 36. Third time. Yeah. Keep trying. Very good. So very inspirational. Okay. Keep trying. Okay. So the merit-based, this is the thing. The second thing that we talk about the DEI, right? It's gone. However, first generation up to today is still there, and it's a big component for US colleges. So if your parents never attended the colleges in overseas, China degree, my undergraduate degree can't. So if I would not attending getting my degree from Cornell, my kids are still not the first generation because I have a bachelor 4-year degree from a accredited college, recognized internationally. Okay, so when you come here, the degree is already in, so you cannot say, hey, I never got a college. I think very few parents and kids would lie, okay? But I know very few, very limited number. If you're brand new immigrant, you come in, some people don't want to disclose, but it's not here to comment, okay? It's up to you. But I think 99% of the parents and kids are being honest, okay? So the first generation we did some research, and Ivy League, the UPenns and the Cornells, I think 19% to 20%. Admitted students are first generation. That was last year, a couple of years ago, maybe this year, I don't know. And we don't have the data. Berkeley 2023, we looked at it 2 years ago, it's about 30%. But Berkeley data is a little bit skewed because Berkeley takes 30% from community college transfer, CC to UC transfer. So the first generation percentage for Berkeley, the CC to UC transfer will be higher, okay? I think you can go look it up, it's higher, okay? And CC to UC, if your students are not mature, really don't know what you want to do, are very comfortable staying at home for a year or go work as an independent job, no problem. But I don't want the students just because one of the students want to come. I did not get into UC Berkeley. I got into UC Irvine. I will do CC to UC transfer. UC Irvine is very good school, same as UC Santa Barbara, UC Davis, all good school. Because when you are in community college, you transfer into Berkeley. The first 2 years in community college is very easy. I know it's easier than my kids' high school. And the public high school, Canyon Crest Academy in San Diego is not easy. Okay, so it's easier. So if you do a community college, very easy coming in, a lot of kids will be crushed. Not all, but especially the STEM major. It's very hard, very hard. Not so that transition. I talked to quite a few community transfer students, depending on major, can be challenging. Just let you know, okay? Because it's recorded. Just be honest here, okay? So that's about Trump era, and then and the other thing is financial aid still available, so don't worry. And all the parents, and based on your income and your net asset, I want you to go to net price calculator. If you apply for Cornell, take a look at it. How much financial aid, FAFSA. I encourage most parents and students fill out FAFSA, okay? Because some schools for merit-based scholarships, they also want you to fill out FAFSA. Most scholarships, merit-based or aid-based, are coming from the aid, from the school directly. When you admit it into NYU, when you receive your admission, and the admission will tell you how much they will pay for your tuition. So I encourage it. Unless you have large assets, salary is very high, and you don't want to fill out, that's completely fine. You don't have to. So next Sunday, we have an in-person event in San Diego. Our CPA, bilingual CPA, will be there and talking about financial aid and how to prepare for tax. Some families want to prepare for tax, for the financial aid a little bit earlier. And, maybe, I wouldn't say evasive, hiding tax, hiding money. I'm not saying that. But if you want to prepare earlier, you got to prepare earlier, because for 2025, 2026, they're looking for 2024 tax return. So if you want to prepare for this in 2025, it's too late. Too late. You got to prepare a little bit earlier. Especially, it's good for newly immigrants. You just came into the country, and how you report it, it's up to you and your CPA. I'm not here giving any financial advice, okay? Just let you guys know. Because if some money you put in your retirement or you purchase some life insurance, that may not be counted as an asset, okay? But if in the regular account, it can be counted. But I'm not here to say I'm selling insurance, okay? I'm just saying, if you want to prepare, you have to prepare a little bit early. That's all I'm saying here, okay? So, but regarding jobs, Trump era is about made in US. Come to build in US. So we have very close collaboration with Arizona, Phoenix parents, and the Chinese school, Green Academy, is our great partner. And when I was there, and they also, the local Chinese community are thinking of opening another school in northern Phoenix. Why? Because TSMC. Who knows about TSMC? It's the largest fab foundry in the world. All the NVIDIA chips, Qualcomm chips, I would say all, many of them are made in TSMC in Taiwan. Okay, so you know how politically challenging it is being Taiwan. I feel sorry for Taiwan. Okay, that kind of squeeze between China and US, right? So they already committed to build 3 foundries in Phoenix. If you're not afraid of heat, if you are chemical engineering major, EE major, computer science major, material science major, want to roll the sleeve and working in the fab in semiconductor, you can go apply for job after you graduate from here. Go to Phoenix, 6,000 jobs. So that's what I'm saying. People think job market is really bad. Okay, you cannot find a cushion job sitting in the Salesforce Tower in San Francisco while looking at the view. You can still get a very nice job in Phoenix. It's hot, but you're gonna learn things in the foundry, okay? And the Tesla is working with Samsung's building very large foundry in Texas. There are jobs. It's whether that job is sitting in a nice AC room or working on the floor, okay? So I tell you one thing, if you want to be successful, there's no easy job. Even you have a high-tech job. I had 20 years of high-tech job. I worked myself like a dog, literally. Once I was managing a project lead for Nokia project. You know what I do? I got up every day around 4 a.m. I have conference call with Helsinki. And then at night, I have conference call with engineers in Asia, in India. Barely got any sleep, okay, maybe 7 hours maximum, okay? So it's hard job. If you want to get promoted, if you want to move up, if you want to be the leader in the high-tech companies, you got to work really, really, really hard. There's no easy job. It's here. Like I'm this whole, parents know me. I work really, really hard in my own company, even though I have freedom. Every time I'm on travel, I'm working, always working, okay? So no matter what, there's no things drop on your lap from heaven, nothing. You gotta work hard. Even though your parents are very rich, I think many rich kids, they're also working hard, because if you don't work hard, you're wasting your life. Basically, the work hard doesn't necessarily mean hours. You're doing something that you really wanted to do. You have a flow moment and you have some contributing to the society. That's all I'm saying, okay? So, and that's what I want to encourage you, more flow moment and fulfilling life. Okay, I'm having a fulfilling life because I love public talking. You can see I'm loud, okay? Because my parents were all professors, so we were trained talking loud. My parents were teaching hundreds of the students here. People are joking, right? We have class, 1,200 kids going to data science class at UC Berkeley, okay? So 4.0, that means made in US. So a lot of hardware-related jobs, fab-related jobs, defense-related jobs, and cross-discipline-related jobs all here. So this is probably the thing I haven't really updated, but I still hold this is my thing, not from AI. I still think those are very good competitive majors. Mechanical engineers, aerospace engineers, because of SpaceX, right? We have actually a couple students coming, got into Georgia Tech aerospace engineer this year, and pretty much top of the top, okay? For Georgia, and if you go to Atlanta, one of my best friends just moved there, just absolutely wonderful, a lot of jobs. And of course, the housing already appreciated a lot, but still, I think more affordable than California, okay? Environmental engineering is being affected by Trump, okay? A lot of research program, the funding got pulled, but I think, he's going to be here another 3 years. I think it will change, okay? Because if you don't protect our environment, what we have, we need our Mother Earth. We can go to the Mars, but many of us still want to be here, okay? And double E, of course, we talk about it's all integrated, and the chemical engineering. Math is always important, and really is problem solving. That's why we launched this interesting class called Elementary Discrete Math. It's really train the students to be think logically. Logic is very, very important. You need a logic for everything, right? For computer science, for crypto, for everything, for physics as well. And then we talk about material science. We talk about quantum physics. Bio, we talk about bioengineering. We also have research with our Duke professor with bioengineering. Neuroscience, very hot major, absolutely hot. Because a lot of kids, students coming from the COVID, they all realize not many of their peer friends are not feeling well. And they have a need to be supported, something going on with the brain. So that's more from the science approach to take care of for neuroscience, right? And the other thing is big right now, Neuralink, right? Put a chip in. That's Elon Musk's new startup, right? That's co-funded with the Berkeley PhD. So you can look at Berkeley. I'm proud of sitting here, and because today's a grand opening, and proud that I'm being part of the community here. Very, very proud, okay? And the law and ethics, we talk about the rewriting the rule of business. And at the end, you can do anything you want. If you want to do business, also for nonprofit, you need to have supporters. So for a nonprofit, you need to have people who donate, participate. For business, you need paying customers. The biggest, hardest thing we all know is the sales and marketing. And I'm very surprised, right? You should take some pictures, right? Take a picture for us, because we're gonna go apply for Gold Award. Yeah, Li-Fan's taking some pictures. So, and I am surprised because I know the classroom is small. I know, and a lot of our parents in South Bay, East Bay, I can't believe we have a room full of students and parents. So thank you for coming and to support us and support the nonprofits, to support Medora's initiative, okay? Then the supply chain, this is a big. During COVID, supply chain got cut because all things are made in China. We were in trouble. I had to arrange friends to shipping the masks in the beginning because there were no masks made in the US, okay? I think US understood the supply chain importance. So if your students are interested in understanding supply chain, I think it's going to be really hard because a lot of factories want to do vertical integration. Instead of buying things from 10 countries, they want a lot of things made. And also the restaurants, the farm to table concept is being invented at here, the city of Berkeley. I think it's Alice Water and the Japanese, right? If you go to our Shattuck and North Berkeley, it's Gourmet Ghetto, the most famous restaurant in Berkeley. And the concept in California is called a farm to table. You want to integrate your local farm into your menu, farm to table, okay? So supply chain management, think about that. And then there's some latest AI, the alpha genome, the genetics detections. And I was told, and I read that drug discovery is much faster now. So hopefully the FDA can put the rules to approve the drug much faster because the AI discovery, right? Okay, so I'm gonna stop here. And the last thing, for the seniors, also for the graduate students, for high school students, anything, if you write essays, and we have a 5th year undergraduate student applying for graduate school, writing tons of essays, do not use AI, please. Not even a single draft, not even a few words. Use your own language. You can put your thoughts. If you want to hire a professional counselor and essay editor, we can support you. But it's going to be your own voice, your own story, not the AI. Please listen to me. This is very important. Back in 2024, when I attended National Admission Counselors Annual Conference, that's called the NACA is, and it's coming up next week, and I'm not going because I'm going back to China. And we already know 8,000 people, the top of the MIT admission office of Berkeley, everybody's there. We already knew 97%, the software can detect your essays written by AI, 97%. I think by now, probably 99%. Okay, so please don't. Do homework. You can do homework. Don't have AI do it. If you don't understand, ask AI to explain to you. If you have AI give you an answer, you get 100%, you don't understand the concept, you're going to fail it. It's really bad. Okay, so for tutoring, you can use AI to tutor you. That's why students ask me, okay, hire a tutor. Our tutor is paid because the tutor needs to be paid for their time. And if you think the AI can explain to you better, go use AI, no problem. But you need to understand it. Don't have the tutor, the AI doing all the homework for you. Then, you will be punished during the exam, okay? So that's about it. And then before I give the microphone to Coach Liam, who's gonna launch the discrete math classes, I want him to talk about just like maybe the job interview process a little bit in the US for undergraduate, very high level. And also if you want to do PhD, how you can prepare, just very general. So Liam, very general. But before that, people are gonna ask me really in the beginning, if some students late and parents like what you guys do. So this is the company, you can Google it, and I will send out the Google review. Hopefully you can give us some up, okay? Because Google stopped us for 3 months because I was changing address. Google said that you can't show anything until you get physical address. That's why it took us 3 months to get both location open. Now it's all good, okay? And we still use the San Diego address because there was San Diego address, so the Google review carry over. So please help us if you enjoyed it. It's a free event. At least you say, hey, if I like it, something like that. Okay, genuine. We are not using money to buy a review. Okay, nothing. And the services we talk about it is, first is college counseling. It's one-on-one. We help with summer program application. You do all your work. I'm going to emphasize, you do all your work. We guide you to choose the right summer programs. You don't have to attend any summer programs. I'm not selling anxiety. My son is sitting here. He and the older kid never attended any summer program. They all made it to UC Berkeley and many top schools. I'm not trying to sell you summer program applications, this and that, okay? But we do if you want to go. The key problems, the student's going to have 10 weeks idle time. So Stanford has a question. What did you do the 10th grade summer? What did you do the 11th grade summer? Unguided downtime, what did you do? You can choose to attend a residential program, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever. Choose to go travel, choose to go visit your grandparents, choose to work. Do you work?
Yeah.
See, choose to work, right? Over 16. So, and choose to babysit. So, and it's the thing, it's choose to continue play your volleyball. It's how you spend your time. How you spend, why you spend the time. The why and the how is more important than what, okay? Don't always say, oh, I, go to the, Africa, do this and that, okay? College don't care really about what you did. They care about why you did. That's the key. I keep telling the parents and students, a lot of them don't understand. They think it's the labeling of the competition, the present award. Both my kids did a lot of volunteering. We did not apply for any president award, never, nada. But on the college applications, you have to be honestly write down your community service. It's for 4 years, 2 years, 1 year, how many weeks and number of hours. It's a self-credit, self-trust system in the US. You don't need some president award, give you 100 hours for gold award, this and that. It's what you did, okay? You truly did, that's the key, okay? So that's enough about summer. Essays coaching, not help you write, no AI write, no counselor write. It's brainstorm, because know yourself is most difficult. Do parents know ourselves? Sometimes I don't know myself. Okay, that's why we go to church. We talk to priests for Jesus to know us. To know ourselves is very hard. Okay, very hard. A lot of people do get divorced because they find out, they suddenly find out that's not what they wanted. It's suddenly find out a new self, okay? So I'm just giving some simple examples here, right? So essay coaching is to brainstorm, to get to know, help you to know yourself, okay? And it's not like you think about listing leaders. It's about who you are, a genuine. It's about that admission officer reading your essays for pleasure. They got locked down in Ivy Leagues. I was in Ivy League, one of them. Oh man, that was so cold. I can share the 94 winter in Ithaca. The snow pretty much covered the whole car. And that's where the application season is, from the early December to March. Cornell was still snowing sometimes in May. People got locked in Ivy League buildings reading essays. You think they want to read I'm this, I'm that? They want to read a story, make them laugh, make them cry, make them think. That's from our experienced counselor who has 30 years experience. It's about that, about the connection. It's not about just bragging, okay? So sometimes you think it's useless topic. Our counselors think that's gold. And that's an interesting story. They suddenly discover, say, oh, can you tell me more? Can you tell me more? Can you tell me more? Okay, so that's called essay coaching, okay? And then extracurricular guidance, we talk about it, we guide you, but you gotta do your work. Internship, all counseling students can do the summer internship within Haddee. After you go to college, you can always come back. Meteora did it this summer, and many college students come back, okay? Engineering, business as well, it's all integrated, okay? Character, emotional support, and we do not limit. Full service, we do not limit number of applications. And the common app can only fill 20 schools. You think you can apply 20 schools? You're gonna be buried by the essays. So most kids doing 12, 13 on the common app. You see, you can do 9, one application 9, that adds up to 21. So I don't disclose our kids how many schools they apply, but we have a student got into Duke and she's on social media, she's sharing every day, it's a public information. She said she applied for 23. And she's talking about it. Every day, her video being pushed to me. Okay, Duke, Duke, Duke. Every day is Duke. And she got into Duke waitlisted. So don't worry, you can be waitlisted. Wait until last minute, you can get in as well. She got a very nice merit-based scholarship going to University of Michigan. And she didn't even want to go to Duke because Michigan offered more money. Yes, at the end, she convinced herself Duke may be better. Now she's happy there. Okay, so yeah. Anyway, she joined our the internship as well. Developed a very nice app for journaling, for putting down your thoughts. So you can see how much care the next generation feel their mental health as a generation is traumatized. COVID, immigrants, many things, right? So that's how much they want to help the next generation, want to help each other. Okay. So this yet, and then we talk about all the injunction in, I'm gonna repeat myself, you know, here, the SAT prep one-on-one, we have in-person summer program, Berkeley next year, AI. We also have research as well, the AI foundation, hardware and software, and Coach Liam was a TA. And the next year, we're gonna look for ECS students and Berkeley and paid TA, hopefully. We get more students, but this year was a blast. We had such a great time. One season, 2 weeks in person in UC Berkeley. Next year, hoping we have 2 seasons, okay? So, and the community service, and Medora talked a lot about community. So we're gonna have Liam, I'm gonna stop sharing and come, it's being recorded. So come here, sit here. And first, maybe you can talk a little bit about more about internship, since some are college kids, sure. Like, because it's all related, you know, to high school students, you're not ready yet, but there are parents here, how the kids should prepare for if they want to work right after undergraduate degree versus they want to go into pursue PhD, because you have experience in both area.
Sure.
So 5-10 minutes, go.
Yeah, so I can speak mostly about computer science major since that's the one I did. The most important thing for getting a job is to ideally do 1 to 2 internships before graduating. Most importantly is doing internship after your junior year. So the year before you graduate, you do an internship. Usually this is pretty good as you can get a return offer. And once you secure a return offer, you can also apply to full-time jobs and use the return offer as leverage for full-time offers. So you can say, hey, I have this return offer from Amazon. They're paying me XYZ money. I want this compensation as a result of that. And usually a lot of people are able to leverage this and getting better offers after. Also, just getting experience on your resume is very important because, you know, nowadays getting an internship is very difficult, and somehow you need to have worked before you actually can work. So picking up any sort of experience before starting a full-time job is, you know, pretty important these days. And most people can expect to apply to a couple hundred companies as a CS major. Nothing you can do really about that. Usually maybe 5 to 10 will get back to you. You'll interview with a couple of them and hopefully you can get an offer from there. Typically, most people start getting internships after their sophomore year, just because freshmen usually haven't taken enough classes to have the fundamentals in computer science. And also, they haven't had any chance to put anything on the resume. So freshmen will either take classes their summer as to get farther in the coursework, or they'll do some kind of research experience. But usually it is difficult to get an internship their freshman year. I think there are 2 components that are very important to getting a job once you're past the round where you get through the resume screen. And the first one is technical knowledge, and the second one is personability. Technical knowledge is pretty easily built just by practice. So typically they'll have some kind of question about algorithms or data structures. Usually they'll get something called a LEET code question. These are typically covered in, you know, undergrad computer science, data structures and algorithms courses. It's just, hey, can you solve this problem in 30 minutes and explain what you're doing? The most important part is explaining what's actually going on. So you can't just sit there and figure out the problem in silence. You know, as you're thinking about the problem, you have to explain each step. Hey, you know, I'm going to use this kind of data structure. I'm planning on executing this kind of function, and, you know, continuously talk to your interviewer about what's going on. That way they see that you have very basic communication skills and won't rule you off for that. Second is just being very personable. I've gotten roles through being very personable, expressing interests. Say I interviewed at plenty of quant companies, so that's companies that use statistics and machine learning for financial markets. And just by I know a lot about markets, and just talking to them about basic options trading, very basic options algorithms. I can connect with them on a basic level and show them, A, I'm interested, B, I have very, fundamental communication skills where I can communicate with them. They don't think I'm a weirdo. That's actually very important. If you're going to hire someone, typically people are hiring you for their team. They don't want you to be a weirdo. They want you to be someone they actually want to work with. So just being able to be friendly, nice is actually almost, just as important as actually having solid problem solving skills. So the bottom line is you're going to have to apply to several hundred companies that's pretty typical. And, you're going to have to practice a lot for these kind of technical questions. They're not easy. I had to spend, before my sophomore year, I spent a couple weeks every day. I would spend 3-4 hours doing this. So maybe a lot of students want to spend over 100 hours actually just practicing these algorithms questions, and then being personable, making an effort to speak clearly, be friendly, and also be someone that they want to hire and someone they want to work with. So those are pretty basic things about getting a job. I think Danon also asked me to talk about getting a PhD. I can mostly talk about getting a PhD in STEM. I have no idea what it's about in the humanities, but since I imagine most of you are interested in doing a PhD in STEM, three most important things are A, grades. Keeping above a 3.8 is very, very important for most STEM things. A, because it will help you get research, which is the second most important thing. Well, arguably the most important thing, doing research. But when you apply to labs at a school like UC Berkeley, maybe MIT, Harvard, the first thing they look at is your grades. That's how they judge you and how they determine whether you're fit for joining a lab. If you have good grades, then, more likely is they'll interview you. If not, then the lab will just find someone who has better grades with you, showing that, the grades are just like a symbol. This person can work hard. This person has fundamental skills and fundamental knowledge about whatever sort of topic they are interested in, as well as just dedication. Keeping good grades requires some work and consistency. So grades are important, both for getting research and important in themselves. For me, I'm planning on doing a math PhD. Grades are very important just because not a lot of things you can judge for a math PhD candidate. Second is research. So research is combined with the letters of recommendation. So when you apply to a PhD program, you typically have to send 3 letters of recommendation from people you've worked with. Ideally, and most importantly, these people are faculty at your university or universities you have worked at. Typically people prefer reading from faculty who are more senior just because they're more established, they've seen more students, they sort of know what kind of student is fit to do a PhD. In my experience from talking to a lot of professors, the most important thing they're looking for is seeing that you will actually finish the PhD. So, a lot of people have good grades, a lot of people have done research, but, character and, some professor vouching for you that, I think this person is hardworking, consistent, and will finish the PhD is quite important. So at least 2 letters stemming from someone you've worked with directly, either through some kind of research program or some kind of independent study program, is very important. The third letter can just come from a professor where maybe you work with them, maybe you've taken a class with them, but maybe haven't interacted as much. That's okay. Just make sure that every letter, they have something positive to say about you. Typically for, biology, chemistry, physics, computer science majors, electrical engineering majors, they wish to do a PhD, starting to do research, joining a lab, their sophomore or junior year is very important. Staying with a professor for more than a year is actually very important, since they'll have more to say about you, and your reputation with them will be, more solid in a sense. But from applying the PhD, you'll typically have to write some essays, but most importantly, unless it's a math major, will be the letters of recommendation and then grades. I'd say personally, depends on the program, but for instance, for AI, I need people who are getting into top 3, CMU, without perfect grades. They had 3.7, 3.8. but again, they had very, very impressive letters of recommendation. So ideally keep good grades and make sure you have several professors who are willing to vouch for you. So willing to vouch for you is very important, because if just because other professors want to know that you are just a legitimate candidate. I think that's mostly it for PhD programs. Dan, do you have anything else?
About discrete math a little bit?
Oh yeah, so
why you want to teach discrete math?
I'm teaching an elementary discrete math class. Discrete math is actually the first like non-trivial course that a math major or a computer science major take. And at Berkeley it's called CS70. At any other school, it's the first class students take after the very basic courses of calculus, differential equations, and linear algebra. At Berkeley, it's sort of known to be the class where people have to actually think. It's the first, quote unquote, difficult course that people have to take, because it's not just a plug and chug, rote memorization course. It's a course where you have to come up with, new ideas to actually solve the problem. I think discrete math is very important. It trains the very basic problem-solving skills that mathematics and computer science majors need to take. It also connects to almost every applied mathematics science that anyone can think of. For example, number theory is part of discrete math. Number theory is used widely in encryption algorithms with computer scientists and people who are studying cryptography. Another study in discrete math is graph theory, also very important to the study of computer science. For instance, most things in computer science are modeled as graphs. For instance, a graph is just something that I can take two things and make a connection between them. And the very first Facebook algorithms for determining who I want to recommend you as a friend are determined by graph algorithms and graph theory. Other things that are taught in discrete math are just very basic logic skills. These logic skills are very important in formalizing how we're going to talk about computer science and what algorithms are, what proofs are. These things are very important in actually building problem-solving skills that students can apply in any way, because mathematics in particular just trains the brain in a very different way than any other subject. And B, these are actually very important skills in doing the things itself. Not just like some sort of abstract problem-solving skills, but things that actual computer scientists use at Google, Meta, Amazon every single day. So I think personally, I like teaching this class because it's really fun for the students, as it's something that the students have never really seen before. It's not something I learned in school. It's not something that most of you guys have learned in school, but typically a topic that's reserved for more advanced students and in college. And B, I think this is a very fundamental class in teaching problem-solving skills, as well as skills that most like STEM majors will probably use in their further studies in mathematics, computer science, physics, etc. So I think it's a good class. I think everyone should learn discrete math. Anybody interested in STEM, and I'll be teaching it on Sundays at 2:30.
Yeah, so starting tomorrow, we only have one student, but we'll teach it. Yeah. It's good, and it's not overlapping, so don't ask me, oh, I'm 12th grade, here's 8th grade, it doesn't really matter. It's not covered by Common Core.
Yeah, it's not taught in school.
It's not taught in school, so that's the thing. And one of the Berkeley parents was joking with me, saying that, I brought the competitiveness to the peak, because we're teaching college.
So no, we're not focusing on competition math. This is mostly for A, developing problem-solving skills, and B, developing a love of math. I think any sort of technical career you go into, anybody who has contributed in a very strong manner, has a very, very strong math background. For instance, all the AI stuff, especially GPT, determining how to generate images. I'm sure you guys have seen AI videos. These are all based on very mathematical things like, for example, generating images is the diffusion algorithm, which is a mathematical physics concept that people have applied to AI to use to generate images. In GPT, they use concepts from statistical mechanics about entropy and randomness. So most of these very fundamental and revolutionary technical advancements have been from people who understand math and able to take the ideas from math and especially the problem solving skills from math and apply it to any sort of domain. So, that's why I personally believe that math education is very important.
Mhm.
So,
You want to make it more fun, right?
yeah.
No
It should be
stress.
fun, no stress.
yeah.
Competition math can give students a lot of stress.
Yeah. That's why we say one student, and I think the mom's very smart, will teach, and that, we'll let people know how he feels. It's gonna be fun, yeah. Coach Liam never gone through competition math. Never did AMC, never did OSP, whatever,
AOPS? No,
AOPS.
never done it.
never, no math league, and completely fine.
The first student, elementary, or is the?
Not the elementary school, the name is elementary, just basic discrete math. From 7th grade to 12th grade. And the exam, there's a little exam, and before we were saying 100%, now we find that some students make some silly mistakes, it's 80%. We have a little bit entry exam.
Yeah, just to make sure there's some basic skills involved.
Basic skills are okay. Like our summer camp, the Python, we also have exam, 80% of passing.
Normally Sunday, right?
Tomorrow,
Tomorrow.
starting tomorrow,
What time?
2:30.
2:30?
Yeah.
To
For right now, one student an hour and a half, two students 2 hours, three students 3 hours.
Oh.
Yeah.
3 students, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
How much charge?
yeah, we can send you $60 an hour.
Oh,
Yeah.
$60.
Yeah, you can calculate. Yeah, we can send you the link.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the whole.
Whole program, 36 hours.
Oh,
Yeah.
60 hours.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Mhm. Okay, sounds
Yeah.
good. Yeah, but that's for 3 students, so yeah. Okay, very good. So I will take over. Thank you. Hopefully, it's clean. Yeah, so we have a good representative, Medora High School, college student, Coach Liam, and myself, right, as a parent. So this is all good. So last thing is for Cal parents and the college parents. If your students want to be trained on the internship, we have project-based internship and interview skills. A Tesla engineer will train our students, and that program will be announced. I will share with the Cal parents, okay? Or any other college parents who join online. Yeah. So, okay. So I know we're running out of time. Do you guys have any questions? We can stay here, answer questions.
The internship about the biology,
Yeah.
what is the, what kind of?
You mean in internship about biology? Okay. So that's our internship is online. It's not doing the lab work.
Oh, the online?
Yeah.
Oh, online what they do? 他们做啥呢？做什么？
Okay, so I think we're done. Let me ask any questions from there. Okay. My son would be interested in conflict on Sunday. Are there more times? Oh, sorry. Yeah, not this season. Yeah. Okay. So we'll maybe next season. Yeah, maybe spring. Yeah, spring. Yeah. So that's the thing. Okay, let's see. I need to sign off. Good luck. Okay, thank you. We can see your screen. I think it's good. Yeah. So let me do this. Yeah, parents hold on.
哦，我记得了，啊，第二天1年级，啊，10年级啊，我那个
Hi, can you keep us updated with the next season?
Yes, we will. We will, if you sign up saying yes to our newsletter, we
Uh-huh.
can send you information. If you said no, we cannot send the information. But I will put my information here. First is our email again. You receive the registration. And if folks are using the WeChat, you can use the WeChat.
Okay.
Or if you use WhatsApp, that's the phone number. And you can connect with us. And
Okay.
if you like it, give us a good Google review, okay? We'll send out the review. I appreciate it. Okay. Any questions online? Okay. Okay, then we're gonna sign off. Thank you for coming to us. Okay, really appreciate it. We'll send out the recording as well. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye. Okay.